आज हम जिस टॉपिक पे बात करने वाले हैं वो एक ऐसा टॉपिक है जिसने हम सबके कॉन्शियस को हिला दिया है। एक ऐसा टॉपिक जिसने इंडिया को एज अ सिविलाइजेशन और हम सबको बहुत ज़्यादा हर्ट किया है, और ये टॉपिक है पहलगाम, कश्मीर। तो आज हम बात करेंगे राज सर से कि राज सर, आपको क्या लगता है कि जो ये पहलगाम में हुआ, ये इसने कैसे हमें अफेक्ट किया है या आगे चल के इसका क्या असर होगा हम पर?
फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई वुड लाइक टू से वन थिंग, हमें पहलगाम को एक स्टैंड अलोन इवेंट की तरह या एक स्टैंड अलोन टेरर एक्ट की तरह नहीं देखना। इट्स अ सीरीज ऑफ टेरर एक्ट्स। इसी सीरीज में हम पुलवामा को भी देख सकते हैं, उससे पीछे जाए तो हम मुंबई अटैक्स को भी देख सकते हैं। आज तक जितनी बार भी हम पर ये टेरर अटैक हुआ है, इट इज बेसिकली अ क्लियर मैसेज फ्रॉम अक्रॉस द बॉर्डर दैट दे हैव एक्सेप्टेड देयर फेलियर, दे हैव एक्सेप्टेड दैट दे कैन नॉट मैच either the might of the Indian armed forces on the border, as we have seen, be it 1948 or be it 1965, 71 और कारगिल, वो कभी भी बॉर्डर पे हमें फेस नहीं कर पाए। सो उनके पास ले देके एक ही टूल बचता है, प्रॉक्सी वॉर, टेररिज्म, जो वो बार बार रिपीट करते हैं। दूसरी चीज, ये उनकी फेलियर का एक सिंबल है, वेयर दे हैव एक्नॉलेज कि ना तो हम आउटर स्पेस में इंडिया से कम्पीट कर सकते हैं, ना हम एजुकेशन में इंडिया से कम्पीट कर सकते हैं, ना हम इकोनॉमी में इंडिया से कम्पीट कर सकते हैं। सो बेटर है हम अपनी डेवलपमेंट को छोड़कर इंडिया की ग्रोथ को अरेस्ट करने का एफर्ट करें। सो वो कभी भी टेरर अटैक जब भी सोचते हैं, वो एक ही माइंडसेट होता है, इंडिया की ग्रोथ को, इंडिया की सक्सेस स्टोरी को जहां तक हो सके अरेस्ट किया जाए, और वो इसी को अपनी ग्लोरिफिकेशन समझते हैं, इसी को अपनी अचीवमेंट समझते हैं, एंड वी कैन ओनली पिटी फॉर दैट, नथिंग बियॉन्ड दैट।
तो सर, आपको लगता है कि जो ये पहलगाम हुआ है, इसकी वजह से अब कश्मीर के टूरिज्म पे भी इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा?
Unfortunately, yes, but I believe कि government of India, the government of J&K, the people of India, we all understand this game plan of Pakistan. We understand कि जो कश्मीर की आवाम है, जो वहाँ के लोकल लोग हैं, उनके लिए टूरिज्म कितना इम्पोर्टेंट है। वी अंडरस्टैंड आफ्टर द एब्रोगेशन ऑफ 370 अब कश्मीर में एक बहुत ही ज्यादा प्रोस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ डेवलपमेंट क्रिएट हुए हैं, पीस रिस्टोर होता जा रहा था। ऐसे टाइम पर ये एक कॉवर्डली एक्ट ही मैं बोलूंगा। इससे अगर कोई ज्यादा बड़ा सेटबैक होता है तो वो हम लोगों के लिए ही डेट्रीमेंटल होगा। पाकिस्तान का गेम प्लान या किसी भी हॉस्टाइल नेबर का गेम प्लान तो सक्सेसफुल हो जाएगा अगर कश्मीर में एक बार फिर से अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट बढ़ता है, एलिनेशन का जो एक सेंस अगर वो इंक्रीज करता है, एक बार फिर से अगर वो स्टोन पेल्टर्स निकल आते हैं, तो उस सब का कहीं ना कहीं डिसएडवांटेज हमारे लिए होगा। सो हमें इस चीज को अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि इस चीज को जितना ज्यादा हम प्ले डाउन अपॉन करते हैं और जितना ज्यादा हम अपना फोकस रखते हैं डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर, कश्मीर हो या क्रॉस इंडिया हो, पीस के ऊपर, उतना ही हमारे लिए और हमारे देश के लिए बेनिफिशियल होगा।
तो अभी जो कश्मीर में हुआ, इसकी वजह से वॉर लाइक सिचुएशंस भी तो आ गई हैं।
एज आई सेड इन द फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस कि पाकिस्तान की इंटेंट है हमारी ग्रोथ को, हमारी सक्सेस स्टोरी को अरेस्ट करना। वॉर विल ऑलवेज कम एट अ कॉस्ट, राइट? इट इज नॉट द कॉस्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन लाइफ दैट आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट। ऑब्वियसली इट इज वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट कंसर्न्स फॉर एनी सिविलाइज्ड कंट्री। अब 29 लोगों की डेथ हुई है, एंड इफ वी गो बाय द टेरर एक्ट्स इन द पास्ट और द सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस जिनको हमने कश्मीर में डिप्लॉय किया, फॉर दैट मैटर नॉर्थ ईस्ट में डिप्लॉय किया, जब पंजाब में मिलिटेंसी थी, पंजाब में जो फोर्सेस डिप्लॉयड थी, जितने सेक्रीफाइसेस ये फोर्सेस दे चुकी हैं, वी हैव ऑलरेडी लाइक फॉट मेनी वॉर्स विद पाकिस्तान फॉर दैट केस। बट now to avenge these 29 deaths, I don't think that there is any need to sacrifice another 29,000 soldiers. If war could have been a solution, it would have solved the problem between the two neighbors. The only thing is either we have to go for an all-out war, which will come at a very huge cost. If we are ready for it, we should go for a war. But in case we are not ready to bear that huge, that mammoth cost, be it human life, be it economic growth, that the trajectory on which we are moving ahead, if we are not ready to sacrifice that, then war is no option. The other options can be explored, but many people will say कि पिछले इतने सालों से हम कितने सारे ऑप्शंस यहाँ पर एक्सप्लोर कर चुके हैं। डिप्लोमेटिकली पाकिस्तान को आइसोलेट करना, इकोनॉमिकली उसके ऊपर सैंक्शंस लगवाना, टेरर के नाम पर उसको ग्रे लिस्ट में लेके जाना, एंड ऑल दोज एफर्ट्स। What we have to understand is Pakistan somewhere has made up its mind. Let's create terror. Let's bleed India. Now it is in our own benefit to realize, are we going to play into the hands of those dastardly politicians or military officers or administrators who believe that non-state actors can pursue their policy, which is basically a state policy pursued by non-state actors against a civilizational nation like India? Or we will continue to follow our own civilizational values and along with it will work on more and more robust technologies, infrastructure and logistics that can ensure our security in the future. So either you fight a war and exterminate the enemy. If you cannot do it, then work on your own strengths and at the same time make your enemy realize that the best that they can do is only give a temporary setback, and that too not to the nation but to the conscience of the nation, because this nation will continue to progress, to grow and to achieve what it is destined to achieve. No terror attack, no frontal war, no two-front war, no 2.5 war. Nothing can stop the growth of this civilization. Itihas, this history tells us, कई आए कई गए. I will not say कई गाजी आए कई गाजी गए, कई अब्दाली आए कई अब्दाली गए, कई गौरी आए कई गजनवी गए, कई चंगेज आए, पर the journey of India, Bharat, it has continued with the beauty of peaceful coexistence.
But sir, अगर like you are saying कि अगर हम वॉर कर लेते हैं that's a situation. So the report says कि अगर हम वॉर कर लेते हैं तो हमारी इकोनॉमी पर, हमारी जीडीपी पर भी बहुत असर पड़ेगा. उधर से अगर हम वॉर कर देते हैं तो चाइना इज ऑल्सो रेडी. एंड अभी जो बांग्लादेश में हुआ और जो बांग्लादेश और चाइना का नेक्सस है उसकी वजह से नॉर्थ ईस्ट वैसे भी थोड़ा सा खतरे में लगता ही है. तो अगर हम वॉर कर देते हैं तो हमें तो टू फ्रंट वॉर झेलना पड़ेगा.
आप इसको टू फ्रंट क्यों मानते हो? आपने खुद ही बोला कि बांग्लादेश है, तो ये तो थ्री फ्रंट वॉर हो जाएगा. बांग्लादेश भी है, चाइना भी है, पाकिस्तान भी है. चाइना की ऑलरेडी एक स्ट्रिंग ऑफ पर्ल्स पॉलिसी भी है, सो इंडिया का एनसर्कलमेंट भी हुआ है. बट देन वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड हूसोएवर इज द प्लेयर इन द गेम, बी इट बांग्लादेश, बी इट चाइना और हूसोएवर इज द प्लेयर, उन सबकी अपनी और भी मल्टीपल चैलेंजेस हैं. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट चाइना, हाउ कैन चाइना फोकस entirely on India border at a time when Taiwan is at stake, at a time when America has already initiated that tariff war against China? How can China put all its egg in the basket with Pakistan? Can China let go the South China Sea region or the East China Sea region? How about India's alignment with Quad? How about America at this point of time declaring Taiwan completely independent? So it is not that easy or simple that if India and Pakistan start a border skirmish today and then it escalates into a full-scale war and then it happens to be a multi-dimensional war with China and Bangladesh and other players entering into it. No, it's not like that. It is easier said than done. For Bangladesh, there are so many challenges. America itself has been interested in getting hold of islands nearby the waters of Bangladesh, what Sheikh Hasina ma'am herself told. That's what I want everyone to understand. There are so much of geopolitical complications involved that no country can dare to fight a war with all its resources, all its energy and all its focus only on one side. Even Pakistan in the present circumstances, how can you imagine that Pakistan can afford a war with India? Borders with Afghanistan are in turbulence. Iran and Pakistan borders are not safe. Baluchistan is boiling. Sindh is not safe. Gilgitstan is not safe. How can Pakistan focus only on India? China has its own complications. Bangladesh has its own complications. Pakistan has its own complications. Similarly, India has multiple challenges. But when it comes to war, we are not the ones who would initiate a war. And we are not the ones who will refrain from war if it is imposed on us. But as a civilizational nation, as I am again and again emphasizing upon, we will try to restrain, because we are not a rogue state. We do not believe in terror. We do not believe in war. We do not believe in destruction. History has given us ample of examples. If I go back into past and I talk about Ashoka, he abandoned war, but he talks about moralities, ethics that should have the sway over the region, not that idea of territorial conquest. Digvijay was never his idea. Dhamma Vijay. Bheri Ghosh was never what he wanted. He wanted Dhamma Ghosha. Similarly, today, modern India believes in the same thing. We want a peaceful region, collective growth. We understand that the window for India's future prospects is through the neighborhood. We want a stable, democratized Pakistan where the non-state actors, the deep state, have little role to play. And we understand that even the people of Pakistan understand the same thing. Even they are fed up with the way the administration in Pakistan is being run. By looking at a couple of people speaking in favor of the administration on social media, you cannot know the real life of the people of Pakistan who are not even having a scare meal a day. Look at the economy of Pakistan. Value of a Pakistani rupee vis-a-vis the dollar or pound. You will realize that how deeply they are in a trouble. So it is perhaps a game of Pakistan's administration, which is basically the deep state of Pakistan, to deviate the attention of the people from the domestic issues and to internationalize the situation so that they can get some respite, right? And then whenever the army general is about to demit the office, there is always a gimmick in Pakistan, unlike in India where the army is totally in the control of the elected government.
Sir, and what about the Kashmir? Like, अभी वहाँ पे जो लोग आएंगे, they'll be very threatened. अभी भी जब ये कश्मीर का पहलगाम हुआ तो लोगों ने अपनी टिकट्स कैंसिल कर दी. People are just not willing to go to Kashmir like they used to. अब कश्मीर और पीछे चला जाएगा. जितनी डेवलपमेंट हुई वो सब पीछे चला जाएगा. तो इसके बारे में
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि एक नी जर्क रिएक्शन था. एक टेरर अटैक हुआ, लोगों को कुछ समय के लिए लगा, बट देन अगेन दे हैव द फेथ इन इंडियन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, दे हैव द फेथ इन गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, दे हैव द फेथ इन आवर सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज. आवर इंटेलिजेंस, our security agencies are so robust that every day something wrong is not happening with the grace of God. And the credit goes to the administration, the security operators, as well as the intelligence agencies. They get 100 chances. We foil 99 out of them. If once they strike, you cannot call it the failure of the Indian state, Indian agencies. It is one day that even the best of the best player can lose the game. So that one day will not define the strength or the resolve of the society, the civilization, the country, its agencies, its people. No. So you will see yourself. People are there in Gulmarg. People are there in Sonmarg. They are still there in the valley. They are enjoying the beauty. We understand that local Kashmiris will never do this, such a dastardly act. They know that tourism is the backbone of economy. We can see this in the words of the Chief Minister of J&K. He said this is not the time to ask for statehood. This is the time to stand in solidarity with India, with the people of India, right? They understand that this is not the time to talk about little politics. This is the time to show the national unity. So I don't think people of India will not be going to Kashmir, or there will be any rest of growth prospects for Kashmir. Things will bounce back to normal. But yes, we have to now take a call. As I said, are we ready for the complete wall of extermination, which will obviously come at a very huge cost? And if not, and we want to continue with our own civilizational value system, even in that case, deep state has to be taught a lesson. And the lesson cannot just be taught by shedding blood. Stopping water is one way, or perhaps releasing water is another way. I understand that we cannot be good with someone who has always been bad with us. We cannot always believe in the old dictums like an eye for an eye will turn the world blind. So India as a nation, as a civilization, as we the people of India are, we do not fear God. We have not been taught in our civilization that you have to fear God. We believe in God. We believe in humanity. We believe in human rights. We believe in peaceful coexistence. I don't know from where the ideas of fight in the name of religion, identify the religion, kill the people in the name of religion, from where these ideas come. As far as my understanding goes for India as a civilization, these are not the ideas. Here we say that whenever there will be injustice, an incarnation will come. We talk about restoration of peace. We talk about the success of good over the evil, the end of darkness by light. We celebrate these kind of things. So this is our value system. So I don't think anybody in any part of the world can ever destabilize the growth of a civilization that believes in peaceful coexistence, that believes in mutual respect, that believes in territorial integrity, that believes in human rights. Nobody can arrest that. So we are here, we were here, we will continue to stay at the helm, and challenges will be there, but we are ready.
And so what about the insensitivity and intolerance that has been increasing even in our country on the pretext of Islam?
I don't think that there is any intolerance against a particular religion in our society. We still celebrate many festivals together. Obviously, yes, there are few instances, and the instances like these where you ask people to which religion you belong and then you kill them in cold blood, they may further instigate, and that's what exactly the deep state from across the border wants. They try to play upon these ideas where the people of India, who are known for their bonhomie and they are known to have coexisted for so long, they do not want that unity to stay intact. They still are the victims of the British policy of divide divide and rule. They have been played upon. We all have to understand that it was back in 1890s when they were started to be played upon. In 1905, the partition of Bengal was a British idea to play upon their minds. 1906, the birth of Muslim League was an idea, while Congress itself had many Muslim members by that time. Even the third president, Badruddin Tayyib was a Muslim. So there was no need to create a religious dispensation while we had a Congress that was secular at that point of time, right? And then 1909, when the separate electorate were given, what they popularly called the dragon teeth was sown in the Indian soil. So unfortunately, that dragon teeth just slipped across the borders in 1947, and it still is there, deeply rooted there. Whereas on this side, you have seen the growth, you have seen the prosperity, you have seen the peace, the development, and all that story that we have seen unfolding in front of our eyes. Very recently, one of my relatives, he went to Pakistan, right? He was born in Pakistan, which was never there. In fact, he was born in India, right? So while he was there, he said, I can still see the same roads, the same infrastructure that I left in 1947, but I don't see anywhere in India, in any remote part of India, the same infrastructure. So that's basically something which creates that pain in the heart of the deep state, that we too started the journey. They compare themselves with us, believing that yes, it was on 15th of August 1947 that two nations started their journey. They forget that it was you who started the journey on 15th of August, better 14th of August 1947. We were there already. For centuries, we were there, right? So, as I said, कई आए कई गए, गौरी आए, गजनवी आए, अब्दाली आए, बाबर आए, कोई आए. इस सिविलाइजेशन की जो वैल्यूज हैं, इस सिविलाइजेशन की जो स्ट्रेंथ्स हैं, ना उन्हें कोई हिला पाया, ना कोई उन्हें हिला पाएगा. So one Kashmir attack, one Pahalgam attack is not going to determine that what is going to happen in the valley, what is going to happen to India, will we be safe or not. It will only make the world believe and realize that the neighborhood had only one agenda, and the agenda is not let the world rest in peace.